Hey, what are you reading there?
Prop newspaper. Do you think we have too many superhero stories?
Yes, I agree with that.
I mean, I love superheroes as much as the next person, but I just feel like there are just too many.
Yeah, definitely too many. Got too many of them.
I mean, with so many superhero comics and movies and TV shows, it just makes the powerful seem less.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a stretch to me.
Powerless!
If you guys didn't know, Powerless is the first comedy series set in the DC universe. Vanessa Hudgens plays Emily, a spunky young insurance adjuster specializing, wait, nope, that is wrong. That is the synopsis for the original show before they changed it into what it is today. But, fun fact, this synopsis is still up on the official NBC website right now. Nobody tell them. We're just gonna keep it there for as long as possible. The actual synopsis for the show we ended up getting is that Emily Locke is the director of research and development at Wayne Security. Along with her team, they make products that allow civilian life in Charm City to be more bearable as they're constantly faced with superheroes and supervillains fighting all the time.
And it has the best title sequence, and it perfectly embodies the bystander story. It zooms in past the superheroes to focus in on the civilians caught in the action. So when you think of bystander stories, you probably think of Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but by definition, those aren't technically bystander stories. In Peter Coogan's book, Superhero, The Secret Origin of a Genre, he defines bystander stories as stories that decentralize the hero. The bystander protagonists are generally not members of the superhero's supporting cast. In bystander stories, the tellers are peripheral to the superhero action. They are witnesses to it, but usually to only a small part of it. End quote.
With this definition, you can see that bystander stories as a TV show, it's kind of a rare thing that Powerless is doing, but there have been comic books that show the bystander side of superheroes. Just to list a couple of examples, there's Deadline, the Marvel miniseries. Gotham Central focuses on the cops instead of Batman. Civil War Frontline focuses on reporters during Marvel Civil War. There was the Silent Night of the Batman Christmas special comic that I actually talked about a couple years ago, but probably most famously is the Marvel's miniseries by Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross. This features classic, iconic Marvel moments, but instead of being seen from the hero's perspective, it's seen from the perspective of photographer Phil Sheldon. In the comic, Sheldon explains his experience and feelings seeing these superheroes. Quote, "Marvels, I called them, and that's what they were. Next to that, what were we? Before they came, we were so big, so grand. We were Americans, young, strong, vital. We were the ones who got things done, but we'd gotten smaller. I could see it in those same faces. Faces that had once been so confident, so brash. We weren't the players anymore. We were the spectators." End quote. And this mindset of superheroes making humans feel smaller is not anything new to humanity. As the opening to Batman v Superman points out with the wonderful Neil deGrasse Tyson, every major discovery has made humans feel smaller than we are, or that we previously thought we were. First, we thought Earth was the center of everything, but no, it's not. Then we thought humans were this special kind of creature, but really we're just another animal on this planet. And then here come superheroes to question our entire existence. We're not even special on our own planet.
That's kind of the importance of having bystander stories, because we not only get to see these characters that are larger than life do amazing things, but we get to see the significance of what those amazing things mean to us as people. With the sheer volume of superhero comics, TV shows, and movies being released, great superhero feats kind of become commonplace, and we become a little desensitized. To quote Syndrome from The Incredibles,
"When everyone's super, no one will be."
we need juxtaposition to understand the sheer volume and magnitude of these super feats.
So we need these bystander stories to make humans feel small in comparison to superheroes, to make them feel larger than life as they are. It adds a bit of texture to a two-dimensional world filled with nothing but people in tights and capes doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans. It acts as a kind of palate cleanser to remind us just how super these superheroes are. So take Batman, for example. I'm sure we all know that Batman doesn't really have any superpowers in the traditional sense. He's a guy that goes out and fights crime dressed as a bat. But that's information that only us, the readers, know. To the people who are living in Gotham City, they don't even know if Batman is a guy or some creature of the night. They don't know what he is.
Hell, I don't know. I don't even know if he's human, Chris. All I know is that this city's changing for the better thanks to him.
And that ambiguity makes Batman appear way more super than he actually is. As Peter Coogan says, quote, "Focusing on the very human police officers makes the supervillains truly frightening and weird, and the superheroes as well."
And that's what bystander stories do. They kind of ground us in the reality that these super feats are happening in something that should reflect our reality. One of the fun things about Powerless is that they exist in the world of superheroes. If you watch a show like The Flash or The Arrow and then watch Powerless, you kind of get to see the world that these superheroes are fighting to save. And when you get to see that more, you kind of see more of what the heroes are fighting for.
It gives the world a little bit more credibility if we not only see these fantastic superhero battles, but also see the consequences of their actions. Going back to the Marvels comic, Phil Sheldon explains an altercation between the Submariner and Human Torch. Quote, "It must have seemed like a glorious aerial ballet, dangerous, beautiful, and thrilling. And maybe it was, but not for us. What we saw was carnage and destruction and confusion." Which is why I think the original concept for Powerless would have been a much better show. It was supposed to focus around an insurance company taking place in the superhero world. That original concept for the show was more about the people who were affected by the ripples of living in a superhero world, rather than being so closely tied to the superheroes themselves. I mean, heck, in the show that we ended up getting, one of the main characters is related directly to Batman. By taking a further step back from the superheroes, we give power to the powerless. The name of the show.
We did it.
Yeah. I'm proud of what we've done here today.
Me too.
Yeah. I bumped the mic.
Powerless.
Powerless. What do you guys think about Powerless? Are you watching it? Do you like it? I think it's just, it's fine. You know?
Yeah, it's. I love the idea of it. Mm-hmm. I want more.
Yeah. We'd also love to know your thoughts about whether bystander stories increase the effect that regular superhero stories have, or increase their weight a little bit. You know? Yeah. Ricky, where can people find you on the internet?
That's what I was going to be clever and say on the internet.
Oh, dang it. I beat you to it.
You did. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Stewdippin, and you can find me on the Podosphere on the Flashback Flicks Retro Movie Podcast. Just search Flashback Flicks, and hopefully we show up.
Thanks for joining. If you want to watch more videos, you can click on the screen right now. I actually have no idea what video is being recommended to you. YouTube just says it's the best for you, so I know you'll like it. I've been Scott, reminding you to read between the panels and grow smarter through comics. See ya. What? Powerless.